Yeah. The man himself. It wasn't too long ago in the not too far too distant past. I had this man randomly himself. It wasn't long. You know what?
Sound check is good. Sound check is good. Everybody can hear us. All right.
Yes. Okay. So not too long ago, I didn't know who the heck you were. I just saw you did a video on DeFi Kingdoms. Man, this was actually at the end of October.
Yes.
Can't believe how fast time flies. Okay. And then boom, randomly had you on. We didn't know each other from Adam. Okay. And I just like had a feeling about you. You're just okay. And next thing I know, okay, we're going to get on again, like right away, the next week. Okay. Never happened. The next thing I know, this man, he works full time. He has a family. He has kids. Even when he's having a baby, his girl is having a baby. Guess what this man's doing? He takes a break. He goes to the parking lot. He goes to his car. He pulls up his laptop. What's he doing? He's shooting videos. He's summoning. He's become a mad scientist of summoning. This man, he goes to work. He works all night. He works 12-hour shifts. What does he do? On the break, boom, he goes to his car. Laptop, boom, summoning. He's doing giveaways every day. This man, hardest working fool. I look up to him. I love this guy. Okay. And he has surpassed me. He's like blown past me. I mean, it was like legendary, totally changed the whole game when I had the Mythic Squad on. Same thing with them. Didn't even know him. I just saw them on Twitter. Boom, get him on. And we're having a leveling debate on how to best level the hero. I had my 10 commandments. The most important thing about this game is stats and how you level. Well, then boom, Mythic Squad dropped a bombshell on that and all the abilities, right? You got your basic, active and passive abilities. Then it goes to advanced, then elite, then exalted now, formerly known as transcendent. Just like the hero classes, same chances. Blew my mind. Game changer. But still super important. We need to come back and revisit how to best level our heroes. So important. Super game changing in the game. So important. Okay. And there's so much more to this debate. Okay. That we're going to get into some of the history to catch you up. Because this man, too honest, what he's done is he's become a mad scientist of summoning. He's just, I'm like blown away. He's run past me. He's blown past me. But I just realized watching this video from last night, I was woke up. First thing I opened up YouTube. Guess what? Guess what? Number 2 video. We had I Am George, and then we had About Life Podcast. We clicked, of course, About Life Podcast. Boom. He's talking, and then I saw the nature of his wallet and what's going on. And I was like, About Life Podcast. 10 commandments. Okay, 10 commandments. 10 commandments. Okay, we cannot let precious minutes and seconds go by where our heroes are not leveled up when they're sitting there ready to level up. And I'm sitting there looking at About Life Podcast wallet, and he's got loads and loads of heroes that aren't leveled up, just sitting there, and I'm like,
Yes, I like to do it on stream. I like to level up on stream, man.
Let's do it. We're going to do it, except I'm an idiot. And I was like, during my morning routine while we were setting all this up, what do I always do? As soon as you wake up in the morning, what do? You grab that phone. Boom. Don't even let 1 second pass by before you grab that phone and you start leveling heroes. You start questing heroes. If you don't have a bot, don't even waste 1 second, because you can't let the precious minutes and seconds go by. It must not happen. Okay. Okay. All right. And so first of all, what I want to do with you is, okay. And by the way, I got to interrupt 1 second. This man, Stomposaurus. Okay. Game changer. Absolute freaking game changer. Okay. So on Saturday, right, which is when the summoning event ended, on Saturday. And I'm trying to summon like a madman. I'm trying to get up on there. Last time I was on the top 10. So nope, not this time. Not even crazy. Holy smokes. Goodness, this guy, Stomposaurus, smoked me. Even the brown gent smoked me. This brown gent was summoning. Wow.
He went ham, dude. He did like 150 summons.
Okay. And I thought I did a lot of freaking summons, right? And I'm like, whoa. I got Harambe. Like, how is it even humanly possible to summon as much as Harambe did? Okay, just totally nuts. I'm blown away. So Stompasaurus, he's like a dev, but he's got a real job. Okay. And so he probably doesn't have time, but whatever tool this guy's created. So he's just like, yeah, we're Mythic Squad, baby. We're in the Mythic Squad. And he gave a shout out about it. And so he's like, yeah, just send me your addresses. I send him my addresses, and he sends me out of my own heroes, which is a shit show, which is now over 1,700 heroes, by the way.
My God,
okay. And so finding those across 6 different wallets and 2 different blockchains, it's total shit show. Okay. And it's just like made my summoning much slower, right? Well, renting and, trying to buy and
linking
pairs and all this and that. Okay. Well, he sent me so many pairs. Okay. As soon as I get all these pairs, I don't breathe. I don't eat. I don't take a break. I don't go to the bathroom.
Crazy.
All the way up until midnight Eastern time. Okay, from like 5 o'clock p.m. to midnight. All I did summon. As fast as I could, as much as I could summon, and I still didn't get half of what he sent me. Okay,
really,
and I thought surely I'm gonna get on the top 10. No, what was I like? Maybe top 50. Like way more summons this time around than on the last event. So it's going to be hard to win.
And I figured that too, man, because I had heroes on rent and they were getting rented out like crazy, dude. I had a whole bunch of scholars and legionnaires in the tavern and they were just getting rented like crazy. I made some good jewel, man.
Yeah, this was the one to rent.
Yeah.
And the last one was the one to do all the summoning.
Yeah.
Golly. And I thought, I did a lot. Last time I was going to do like twice as many. I still didn't win. And I was in like number 8 or 9 on the summoning sheet. That was crazy.
Wow.
So anyways.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
I didn't expect that, dude. I didn't expect that.
Stiller is in the house. And JS. Okay. So
everybody up in here. Yes.
I know, man. So we got to get Stompasaurus in the house on this channel. And we got to help him develop and market and everything. His tool. We're going to do it. Make this man some money.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to use it too, bro. Like I'm getting up. I got 80 heroes now, man.
Okay, so you're up to 80 heroes. You don't use a bot, do you?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. I need to.
Okay, if you want, I'll let you borrow one of my waifu bots. So I've got like 3 of them that aren't being used, and you can borrow it for however long you need.
I'll definitely need that shit.
It works across. But here's the thing: we got to go over all the security of it and everything. And it's super just to get you going so that you're questing. It'll change your life. You will be absolutely freaking mind blown. Okay? It will literally change your life.
Okay.
You probably want a dedicated computer.
Yeah.
That might be tough. I don't know. We can talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah. Right now it's leveling up.
Yes. Okay. Because
holy crystals, regular crystals, stats.
Right, because all of those things tie in. Okay, so a little history here. I was I was using crystals on every single hero, every single level up, every single time.
Yeah.
And once you get up to as many heroes as I have, which is over 1,700, I didn't even know that till Stompasaurus told me.
That's wild, bro.
Once you get that many heroes, it's crazy. It's okay. And so now, I have my waifu bots that will also auto level for you. Okay. I only have the waifu bots and I think the update came out where it will level on Clayton now, but I haven't downloaded the new waifu bots. I always give it some time.
Okay.
It's an NFT that you buy for waifu, and it's like completely not connected to anything.
Okay.
The only risk is if Carlo, who is the creator, who lives in Singapore, works a 9-to-5 job, guy, and super active in the community. I think totally awesome, legit guy, but I don't know if anybody actually knows him. We got to get him on the channel. I got to get him in a headlock, pin him down like a butterfly in a killing board, get him on the channel.
On here.
Because he just to, he's not doxxed. I don't know if anybody actually knows him.
Well, we need to get him known, man.
Right.
That's a great thing that he's doing.
Right. And I think he's super legit, super awesome. Another one I'm going to get on soon is Zellies with Helper.
Yes.
Because that can do so much more. Okay, but with the waifu bot, someone like in your situation is probably pretty ideal. And you just you buy an NFT one-time purchase, and it's pretty brilliant what Carlo has come up with.
That's fantastic.
And so, and then he can't touch the NFT. It's not connect. It's not.
Basically,
so this makes me feel at peace safety-wise. And so when he does an update, you just have to go reinstall it all over again, basically.
Okay, so
on the OpenSea NFT page, and it makes the old one null and void. That's how he does the updates on it. And so I just let the old one go on for a while, usually, and let him work out the bugs and fix the bugs. Okay. And so the way I have it right now, which is not necessarily ideal, but all my commons, my uncommons, and my rares.
Okay.
I have those auto leveling, not using crystals, except my Dread Knights, Dragoons, Sages.
Okay. So high class heroes.
Yeah. So my Dread Knights, Dragoons, Sages, and my all legendaries and mythics, I level up. Okay. And that's where I use my crystals. Now, sometimes I still catch all the time because it doesn't always level them up. Right. It doesn't so I'm constantly still catching those. And the crystals, when you look at the crystals, what are the cheapest crystals? The cheapest crystals generally are your intelligence, wisdom, and luck crystals. Sometimes the dex, but it changes. It fluctuates. Okay. And then your most expensive ones tend to be your strength and your vitality. Right now, I think endurance is really expensive.
Yes.
And then dex and like agility are usually, kind of like in the middle between, but it's your like vitality and strength, especially. Those always tend to be the most
expensive. Dude. The mites get pricey, man. Those might.
I know, right?
Yeah, they get pricey, bro.
It's kind of crazy. So I tend to be a little more liberal with the cheaper crystals. Now, in an ideal world, now because they lowered the drop rates of the lesser crystals. So that is, I think we're just going to see the same thing we're seeing right now with tiers. We're going to see with crystals.
Okay.
With lesser crystals, anyways. Now, not like a 50x, but we're just going to have a shortage because I feel like the drop rates were cut too much. But do
you think personally, do you think that's a good thing for you? Like, what do you think? Like from your mind, from Grady's mind, what do you feel? I know you're big on the market.
So when I first started buying these crystals, they were $6, the lesser ones.
Okay.
$6 per crystal. And I thought they did more than just what they say. Right.
Okay.
When you're on here, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. None of us did. Okay. And I thought it gave you, and I thought I had heard, but I think I confused like the attunement. You got the attunement crystals.
Yeah.
And atonement crystals. Like these are technically called atonement. Or this is this is atonement. The other ones are technically called like attunement. So I just got confused. And I thought they had more of a lasting, like somewhere deep in there. And I just thought it helped for some reason. And I also thought it like helped the HP and the mana. So I just thought I was investing into my heroes. And I was spending so much money on all my heroes leveling. Okay. Every single time. Well, so you gotta watch that. Okay. So going back, when I first started the channel, that was my number one focus on how to best level. That kind of became leveling heroes. We're speculating about different things. I didn't hardly know. I mean, we're just talking like back in August is when I started the channel. It's like brand new. So it still feels like brand new. And I knew that those abilities matter, but I didn't understand them at all. Like I didn't understand how they just basically mirrored the hero classes.
It's crazy.
And so when I was leveling, I was just kind of putting my faith. So first of all, we have a long-term outlook in the game. That's my approach. Long-term. Okay. I'm not necessarily sometimes you know, you try and do your little arbitrage and quick money trades. But in general, I'm thinking in 2 years down the road, then I'll start selling. Then I'll start, you know, generally speaking, that's my mindset. Okay. Now I'm going broke. Eventually I will go broke probably. And so I got to figure out, and I'm a total mental head case. I'm
well, you won't because you have investments. This game is an investment. These heroes are investments. You will not go broke. You just got to sell some shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's all you're going to have to do.
I'll have to start. And I was selling, and so I've been holding on to my items for a little bit now, like as profession 10 level quests come, stuff like that. So leading up to that, I haven't been selling hardly anything. Okay. And so gotta figure that out. But anyways, I'm thinking long term, and all these heroes will level up, you know, the cap, I believe, and I don't think this will change, is level 100.
Oh,
is the cap.
Okay.
So right now it stops at level 20, but that's just temporary stop. He said when combat, Hubert said when combat comes out, not level 10 profession questing, but when combat, which is coming soon, this quarter, baby.
Yeah, it's
already starting. I think Workhorse is about to drop all kinds of stuff, about to blow our minds. Okay. And so shout out to Workhorse. He's phenomenal. He's like my hero. Oh my gosh. He is like my hero. Can't wait to have him on the channel. I've been I haven't even kept in touch with him to get on the channel. If anyone of you guys, my 50 people on Discord that I haven't responded to, I'm trying to catch up.
Like everybody's missed you, man. You've gone for like 4 days.
Helper. I mean, we have talked for months and months and months. I still haven't gotten him on the show. It's like in Coolio. Okay. So, anyways.
Yes.
Okay. So once PvP comes out, we're going to be able to go to level 30, I believe. That's what Hubert said. Okay. So not when level 10 profession quest, which I think might be coming out like this week. So I think that's where we're at with pets and green eggs coming also this week, next week, I think right around the corner.
Updates.
Yes. So Alpha is coming hardcore. AP, man. And Noonie, you guys, it's Noonie. It's not Nani. It's Noonie. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Okay. AP, Zelf. We got Bravo's Lab. We got the dogs in the house.
Everybody in here.
Okay.
What's going on, people? Love y'all.
We're thinking big picture. So in my mind, early stages of a hero's life is especially your first 5 levels, but really your first 10 levels and even your first 15 levels, even your first 20 levels. Early stages of the hero's life when you think 100 levels. Okay. And it becomes exponential. That's why. And so you know this, right? You know that you can come right here. Should I zoom in? I think, okay, I'll zoom in a bit. But when you come actually here to this side, you can come here to the about and hit docs. You know this, right? And then the white paper comes up.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes.
And then you can click.
Levels, the heroes, or
the heroes. Where is it at? Let me zoom out real quick and then I'll find it.
Yes, it'll be a lot easier.
Okay, stats. And it talks about a lot of this. Now somewhere, heroes, stats. Okay.
This might be where it's coming up, I think.
Yes. All right. So hit points. Let me zoom in here. And we'll talk about Zabu, where I'm going to give you all the strategies. I'm going to give you mine, but I'm going to give you, the community disagrees with me, just so you know. I'm a very contrarian perspective on this, but it seems like as time has gone on, this debate has been raging for months with me versus like the whole community. Okay. And it's like one of the most important parts of the whole game is our stats and to level up your heroes as fast as humanly possible. That'll give you it's huge, because I think the first mover advantage of our current heroes that are leveled up, it's massive advantage. Okay. Now they are going to be like, especially with PvP, different things, we're going to be able to level up faster, but it's still just hard to level up, man. It's a pain. So you always, as soon as you're able to level up a hero, you want to do it right away. You don't want to waste time. Even if it's a quester, we're going to go over that.
You want to keep that XP flowing. That's why you want to keep that XP flowing.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay. So Zabu, what he does, he's got an interesting take, and I kind of somewhat agree with him, but so here's how I level. So first of all, you have questing heroes that you don't necessarily consider combat heroes, even though I think there'll be some good, we'll see it, some good, some of my best heroes actually are basic common heroes that, some of them level. I've got some basic common heroes that level better than legendary heroes. It's just weird. It's just how it is. I don't know why, because some heroes just variance is crazy. And gambling and poker, if you play poker, you understand variance is crazy. And some heroes just get luck every time. Boom, they get smash. And they're like 10 stat points, 8 stat points, 12 stat points, 13 stat points.
I know.
And it's
I'm trying to perfect this shit.
I just leveled up a legendary today, and he got 3 stat points, and I used a regular crystal.
Oh man, that's ruthless.
And he's like horribly leveled, and that was like he's level 12. And it's like, what the heck?
Ruthless.
It's just weird. So all heroes, just so you know, the difference between a mythic dread knight at level 100 and a basic common hero at level 100 is only the basic common hero at level 100 will have approximately 70%, 68%, 69%, 70% of the stats that a mythic dread knight will at level 100.
Okay.
It's just
that's good to know.
Mind blowing. What that tells us is how vitally important each and every stat point is.
Yes.
So it's like how to maximize the maximum number of stat points is super important when using crystals. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
Yes. So when using crystals, so there's 2 different things. Using crystals is totally different than using your basic strategy for leveling. Okay. And we'll hit on that too. So hit points are the measure of how alive a hero is. If they become injured, they need to rest or use potions to recover HP. If this goes to 0, hero might become exhausted or worse. Now I'm still not on the right spot. Okay, so vitality is a primary stat that impacts HP growth. It is the only stat.
Which me and you have talked about that before. I remember you said vitality is the number one thing to focus on at the beginning of life.
You got it. And it's like super, it's the only one. And we actually have somewhere here in the white paper how it is actually calculated. And it has added benefits to recovering from certain debuffs. So vitality, not only is it good for HP growth, and everybody, you want HP growth for everybody.
For every hero.
The worst stat percentage for vitality for across the board for all heroes is 50%.
Yeah.
And that's like the majority of heroes are at 50% chance of leveling vitality on their primary.
And I was thinking about that too, because I remember like even if you do, let's say a wizard, I know a lot of people think like a wizard should be more focused on magic, right? So let's say you actually did do vitality on a wizard, right? His profession is usually gardening, which needs vitality anyway. So it should benefit the wizard regardless, even via profession.
That's right, baby. Okay, now you're talking my language. So my strategy, and it's going to change, okay, because we're going to get more alpha on this. But okay, so Zabu's strategy is to pound vitality as the guaranteed stat for every single hero he owns across the board, period. Okay, as the primary stat, every time. And then
every time,
his other 2 stats, which is a 50-50 roll. That's all it is. For the Gaia whatever.
Yes.
Okay, when you hit the guaranteed stat, you only get 1 guaranteed. One time I leveled a hero and got 1 in using a crystal, and I got 1 stat. One time.
Man,
that's actually happened. Okay, and one time I still think I have the best level of anyone ever in the game that I know of, which was 17 stats, not counting the rarity bonus. There's no rarity
bonus.
To get 7, the maximum you can get I think it's 19. So if you hit all 8 of the primary, you have all 8 of the primary, all 8 of the secondary is 16 plus 3. You get your guaranteed, and then your other 2 are 50-50 coin flips. That's all. Nothing else ever impacts that.
Yeah.
From leveling.
Damn, that's a beastly level up though, dude.
Yeah, 17. It was a rare paladin. I don't even know. I need to find him. I'll have to pull him up. I don't know if anybody has surpassed that. Okay, if you're just coming in, be sure you start over. What's up? Hype, the man who works with Ogre. Okay, and Aaron Price.
Hype.
Man, I love you guys.
Price.
I love these guys. Kong, Crypto Kong, my man, baby.
Kong, what up, dude?
We got to get Crypto Kong on here. He was on with the Brown Gent. It was awesome. Okay, anyways.
He's the guy, bro. He's the guy.
I love you guys. Rubito. Yes, something else.
Rubito.
Yes, Rubito. We're going to hit this.
Yes.
Hopefully we're going to hit this. Did Expert ever come back online? Do you know? Let's see.
I checked like 2 days ago. I wasn't there. I couldn't get it.
Oh gosh,
so them infographics, man, are needed, bro. We need the Bible, bro.
Wait, this is Stronghold. So I think it's live somewhere else.
Oh, really?
Huh?
I didn't know that. I need to know that. We need to.
Yeah, we need this. Dang it!
Because that's
what Rubito is saying. Okay, so back to the white pages. Where was that? Where do we go?
I used to use that stuff so religiously. Man.
I know.
Profession growth. You need those 2 stats.
Okay. Oh, he's working on what's up? Shout out to the Brown Gent, baby. Okay. Yeah, he's been with Perilous Pirates, and I'm actually part of the Perilous Pirates, or I was. They might have kicked me out. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And I asked them.
You're an egg pirate, bro.
I've asked them like a couple times, and they're just like, no. I was like, okay, I'll even help feature your guild and everything. They're like, no. And I'm a part of them. Anyways, so funny. Okay. Stronghold, and also, some of the other guys there cracking me up. Okay.
Okay, well, shout out to Pirates. Y'all are cool too, man.
Yeah, Perilous Pirates. All right. Expert has a new site. Yeah, so I'm a part of the Perilous Guild. I was a part when they were a private guild. Now they're a public guild.
So you have to be part of the guild to access the site.
Which at least I used to be.
Maybe Grady still has it.
They might have like booted me. I don't know. Because I joined Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms.
Oh, you were in multiple guilds.
Yeah, just because like I at one point I actually thought Perilous Pirates were dying. They were dying off, I thought. But then no, they're not. They're actually secretly where nobody knows what they'll like. Mr. Zipper's part of this, like some awesome people, but they're like secretly doing all these phenomenal things. They got like a bot. He's working on a game. He's got all this stuff going. And so that's Stronghold and another guy. Yeah, and it's like, guys, let's get on the show.
Damn,
talk about it. Okay, so like this guy, Dizzy is like, he's like Mr. Zipper level of alpha.
Okay.
He is like an absolute OG of the game. Superior Frog. These guys. Okay, anyways. So how do we I don't know. So they made a public version of it where anybody can join, and then there's still the private version where you have to be invited and they have to like vote you in or something.
Yeah. Somebody sent me their I think it's like the requirement list thing or something like that. I don't really know what it was. They were just curious about what I thought about it and stuff. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Anybody can do the plebs general though.
Yeah.
I think I'm just a pleb again, maybe. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. So, they downgraded you, bro.
All right. I don't know.
Okay. Well, experts was very useful though, man, because it showed those profession stats, man.
Right. And now, what also has this is the Unity Guild. But here we go. Here's some of this.
Okay. Yes.
We might be able to find the chart still. And the Unity Guild has a lot of this as well.
Yes.
Okay. Good stuff here. Okay. We'll be able to find what we need. Back to the stats. So the ways of Boo, he does simple vitality, intelligence, and wisdom every time.
Really?
Every time, every hero, doesn't matter anything. Because vitality is 100% the only stat that impacts
hit points,
hit point growth. Intelligence and wisdom, primarily intelligence, but also wisdom, impacts mana growth.
Yeah, MP
and
growth.
It's just these two. Intelligence as a multiplier to various actions, especially skills and magic. So skills, which are
now.
Okay, and you got to have mana to use the skills that Workhorse is creating. So even a pirate has to have mana to use his skills, which are class specific, hero class. Like pirate has his own set of skills, and the berserker, like we already know, and the archer has his own skills, separate than the trait, ability, genes. Okay.
See, and it says magic evasion.
Yes, and magic evasion, and it modifies magic evasion.
Yeah.
The stat also plays into how much MP is gained when leveling up. Mana. Okay. Now, obviously, for your magic using heroes,
it'll be more beneficial.
It's going to be a lot more beneficial.
But it's still beneficial to the non-magic users.
Zabu has made that point, and so Workhorse has confirmed that. Okay. Mana will be important for all heroes. Obviously, more important for your magic using heroes.
Okay.
Same with wisdom. Adds a multiplier to magic attacks and skills. This is how skills got thrown in there. And increases magic defense. That's a big one for your tanks, potentially.
Yes. You're gonna need that regardless.
And so that's Zabu's point. Okay, I want to stack up. Here's why. So every time you level, okay, first of all, each hero. So every time you level, you have an HP roll, a 3 chance roll of your hit points increase. You have a small roll, which is kind of a crappy HP hit.
Yeah.
Even if you have lots of vitality, it's still not going to be that great of a hit.
Okay. Yeah.
But the vitality is a big part of the multiplier on how your HP grows. So you've got a small roll, a medium roll, and a large roll. The large roll, and if you have lots of vitality, okay, that's where you want to smash. And if we could pull up the expert chart, he has it on his chart, but certain heroes have a better chance of hitting the large roll than the small roll.
Interesting.
Okay. So it's your magic using heroes that tend to have a lower chance to hit the big roll for vitality.
Yeah.
And the opposite is true for mana. So mana also has a small roll, a medium roll, and a large
roll. Yep.
Okay, and it's like, I think for example, on hit points, the small roll, or let's just say the medium roll is, I think you get like a guaranteed, is it 10 vitality stat points?
Okay.
And then it multiplies your vitality multiplied by your vitality or something like that. Okay. Just like your vitality times 1. Okay. Whereas the small roll is 0.75 of your vitality.
Okay.
Is multiplied times 10 or something like that. Okay. And then, but the big roll is like your 10 times 1.25 times your vitality.
Okay.
So I've had heroes. One time I had a hero just about get 100 hit points on a level up.
Ooh, damn.
It was obviously jacked on vitality and
yeah. He uses vitality.
So, my main goal, my main goal is to hit like 50. I always kind of use 50 as a gauge. If it's over 50, awesome. If it's
under
near 50, if it's like under 20, sometimes that's horrible.
That's bad. Yeah, that's
bad. Especially at higher levels when you have lots of vitality. So now, and then like your paladin, your pirate, your knight and warrior, your guys that have dark knight, okay, that's like 70, 80% chance for vitality. Your monk has a 60% chance to hit vitality. Those guys have a better chance to hit the high roll.
It's still the high. That's what connecting these dots now. Okay.
Right. And the high roll, but we're still just talking like the high roll for someone really good at vitality is still like 50 or 60%.
Yeah.
At best, if you're lucky. Whereas the high roll percentage chance for like a wizard or a priest is like 20% ish. I wish I had the chart, but the chart is down.
Okay.
Expert is down. But all this was on expert. All this was on expert. Okay. But the middle chance to hit, even for a wizard priest, is like over 50% usually. Even for your worst hero with vitality, which the worst again is 50% chance for vitality.
Yeah, exactly.
So you still pounding the vitality is important for all heroes, especially even on the expert. The expert actually has a community consented upon leveling chart.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. Now, and when I talk about Zabu strategy, again, we're only talking PvP combat heroes.
Okay.
So
that's interesting though. Real quick. That's interesting because I was talking to I think it was Haitian. Haitian was on the channel when I was doing the level up the other night. I think it was yesterday, and he was talking about having two separate sets of heroes, some for working, some for PvP.
Yes. And so if you have your, maybe your basic common heroes, or even uncommon, and they're probably not going to be dominant combat heroes, although they still could be. Like a Perilous Journey basic common hero has a huge advantage. There might be another Perilous Journey type thing that comes up where that hero can get more jacked. There's going to be ways where we can jack up even the crap heroes. But with that being said, the general consensus in the community is you have your PvP heroes and then you have your questers. Even though I don't think it's quite that simple, honestly, I don't. I think any hero is a potential PvP hero, especially we're still early in the game. Yeah. So when you look 2-3 years down the road, you might find this basic common hero had a Perilous Journey and then another Perilous Journey. And he survived, and he's like super jacked on stats, and he's your best stat hero.
Yeah.
You just might find that. Okay.
But so pay attention, basically.
Right. So it's still important for all heroes. But with that being said, if you are just own a hero solely for questing, you only want to level him based off questing. You don't want to level him for PvP.
Exactly.
Right. So, so for fishing is luck and agility. For mining, strength and endurance. For foraging, dexterity and intelligence. For gardening, vitality and wisdom. Okay, that's why another reason why I love gardeners, right, is that you can hit vitality, wisdom.
You're gonna get the mana on the hit points regardless.
Yeah, and you can do intelligence or luck. See, I've been doing luck.
I do a lot of luck too
because luck impacts your eggs getting.
Yep, your special rare items. Yeah.
Yes, and so.
And critical strikes and evasion.
Right. So it's just going to be good. We know it's going to be good for PvP. And and so wisdom and intelligence, this stat also plays into how much MP is gained when leveling up. And same with wisdom. This stat also plays into how much MP is gained when leveling to a lesser extent. The lesser extent is this. I think you can hit 2 mana. It's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3 is the low. You can hit like 5 is the middle and 9 is the top. And then if you hit the better chance, and which is different for each hero class, each hero has a different chance of hitting, to hit big on the mana gain.
Yeah,
so same thing with vitality. Okay. And if let's say you hit the 9 and that's your that's what you want to hit.
Yeah.
Then it takes your intelligence stat divided by 6. I'm sorry, times 0.6.
Oh, times 0.6. Okay.
60% of your vitality. So if you have 20, That's 12. Okay. And then it takes 40% of your wisdom. 40% of your wisdom. That's the only difference between wisdom and intelligence.
Okay.
As far as mana growth. So it's like 9 times, I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
9, it's 9 times 0.6 of your intelligence. I think.
So real quick, when it comes to Zabu's strategy, is he doing that just for his PvP heroes?
Just for his PvP heroes. We're just talking. So this show right now is primarily focusing on how to best level a hero when it's for combat. Okay, because if that hero's just a quester, you want to hit,
the questing profession levels
plus luck. Questing plus luck, and if it's a fisher, you do luck, agility, and vitality.
Easy money. Boom.
Okay, on all your just questers that you don't care about combat. Okay, so here's my strategy, and then I'm gonna tell you why most of the community disagrees.
Okay.
But ever since from day one, okay, I didn't. So in the past, here's what I didn't know, being kind of late into the game, and I didn't know all the alpha. In the past, Hubert has said, and he even came onto the channel and on the chat, just straight up said things like Dex won't help Sage very much for combat. That's literally a quote from Hubert. Dex won't help a Sage very much for combat. Okay. So like a foraging Sage. Sage is one of the best foragers. Okay. But it's all because of intelligence, 90% chance for intelligence. 40% chance for dexterity. Okay, which is 130 combined on that one sheet, right? If we come back here to the Perilous Pirates, we got this sheet that kind of classifies heroes. I think I just passed it, but there might be a more updated one. I think this is. There is a more updated one than this.
Yeah.
This is.
But we use what we got though. If that's all we got.
Yeah. I thought I saw one. Maybe not. Okay. That's some of the new alpha. All right.
Because the updated one had like the spell bow and all that shit on it, right?
Right. And this one's actually pretty old, but that's okay. So this sheet here.
General idea, at least.
Okay.
So
when you see this is the reason why this is 160 is that a paladin is 80% strength and 80% endurance.
Oh, okay.
You add those two up, 160.
Makes sense.
So, and what that even means, 80%, what does that mean? Every time you level up the paladin in a primary class, the paladin has an 80% chance to hit on strength, an 80% chance to hit on endurance for that one stat on the primary. Then whoever is the subclass, you divide the main class by 4. So a paladin in the subclass will have a 20% chance to hit on strength, and a 20% chance to hit on vitality, 20% chance to hit on endurance in the subclass. In the main class, that's 80, 80, 80. And that's OP. Like I never thought, because even like the Ninja Fisher is OP. The Ninja Fisher has an 85% chance for agility and a 60% chance for luck. Okay, that's what you add those two up, it's 145. So like Dragoon's an awesome, and the Sage is an amazing gardener, but you see that, we always thought this was just as OP as it gets. Well, now you have the spell bow that has
crazy foraging.
The 90% chance for I think intelligence and an 85% chance for dex. Okay, and that's like mind-blowing. 15% higher. That's 175 instead of 160.
He's overruling everyone in this foraging section. Like he's
and the way I look at this chart is like anything above 100 is pretty good. But okay. But with that being said, any hero is good. Okay, with any profession.
Question for you though, real quick. Anybody, if like you said, if you have heroes that are 100% under, like you were saying, anything over 100% is good. So if you have any hero under 100%, you think you should just turn them into PvP heroes?
Okay, that's a huge debate that we're going to hit on all this. Great question. the answer is there's too much focus. So you're going to find out. I'm a big follow your profession guy. Okay. Even with that being said, profession is, although I would say profession is like one of the most foundational pieces of the hero, I would say. But profession is egregiously overvalued in the tavern. Okay. And for Gen Zeros too. Like in this. So profession is egregiously emphasized when it comes to the actual monetary value of our Gen Zeros and of our heroes, I would say. So if you want to find a good deal on a hero, like for example, you want to find a good deal on a mythic summoner, you just find a mythic summoner Fisher. He'll be half price, a third of the price, a quarter of the price as a mythic summoning gardener or forager. It's like unbelievable. Makes no sense. That's because
interesting.
So it's crazy. Same with if you want to find a Gen Zero warrior or knight, okay, the difference between a miner and a either a fisher or a forager is like a third of the price.
That's crazy.
A third of the price. That doesn't make sense.
That's crazy.
Because
so linking that profession with that hero is like crazy important to people.
I know it's just I
get why.
So even Stronghold has come out and said, I think the reason why they made the leveling chart and some of the things is that there's too much emphasis placed on this chart. This chart carries way too much weight in the game.
Okay.
Big time. Because another chart, maybe it's on here. Oh, okay.
Stones of the good stuff.
Okay. Hang on. Maybe it was here. Okay. So like this is an example of a quest item drop rate.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we have these drop rates. Now, what this means is this is on your basic drop rate, your lowest possible drop rate. Okay. Then on top of that, you have the profession gene, and then your profession stats that will increase these chances in your favor. And I want to get that alpha. And so that was one of my questions for Hubert as well.
Okay.
How much does it increase? So the basic chances, this is old, it's been updated, I think, but the basic chances are what we're seeing right here. Okay. And as you level up your profession level or stat.
Yep.
Okay. Which level 10 profession questing, what that means is your level
of the profession,
not your hero level,
profession level.
Profession level. You got it.
That makes sense.
Okay. And
I was a little confused about that in the beginning.
That profession stat, guess how much that accounts for the increased drop rates of these items?
I would think
Take
a lot.
Wild guess versus the hero stats.
I don't know. We'll go crazy. We'll say like 70% or something.
You just nailed it.
Really? 70%? Really?
So for Fisher, for example, you've got the fishing stat that comes into play, and you have luck and agility stats that come into play. Actually, it's 60% falls to the fishing stat.
Wow.
10% falls to the profession gene. So that's why you always want to quest. Plus, on top of that, you quest a fisher and you want to send him fishing. You don't want to send a fisher foraging.
Yep, a fisher.
For two reasons. You get that extra little 10%.
Which matters hugely.
Plus it costs less stamina. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 5 stamina per quest for a fisher. If his actual profession is fishing,
then it's 7 if he's not, right?
7 if not.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a no-brainer. You never want to quest, pretty much never.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be times where you maybe do on a quest. But there's other things too. We can talk pets and profession 10 because pets you can do. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, pets are
okay. So, but those two things, if you send a fisher fishing, the profession gene and the profession level account for 70% of that questing increased chances to get this loot outcome.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, then the other 30%
goes to the
stats is for a fisher, luck and agility, mining, strength, endurance. So that tells you right off the bat. Okay, now, but here's the thing. You think about this for a little bit. It becomes extremely exponential. So for example, I have a level 17 thief. Let's pull this bad boy up. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. All right. And
look at them colors. I love it.
Yes.
So beautiful.
I love it.
Yes, so beautiful.
Okay, descending.
Yes.
All right, look at this beast.
Ooh.
And we're gonna level. We're gonna
looks just like I have a legendary thief. Looks just like or similar, just different color here. Look at that. That's beast. That's sick.
Beast. Now look at the stats of luck and agility.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's awesome. Oh,
that adds up. We're talking 97. Okay, so the difference between it becomes super exponential, but the fishing stat basically stops at 21, and you go over 21, by the way, by questing him with 30 stamina at a time. 35 stamina, you can even have a better chance to go over. I think this thief actually is.
Okay. So
21. It's really hard to add these to get to 21, just to get to 20. Yeah. But to get to 10, no problem. Like you'll get there. And it has nothing to do with your level, by the way. So just that's one thing.
70% though, huh?
We've gotten clarity on. Some people are like, I want to leave my hero at level 1 because he'll get these faster. That's actually not true. This is totally not related to the hero's level.
That's just how much you go fishing or whatever. Or
yeah, it's just like you have, and I would like to get that. You have a specific chance to add to this. Like at your early stages, sometimes I've hit one full in one quest before, but that's only once that I've ever seen. Sometimes you might get like 0.6 added to this, 0.8 added to this. It's your real early levels of the hero.
And then it slows down drastically.
Yeah. And then it just slowly over time, it's, you're gonna get to level 15 pretty quick, level 10 real quick, like in a month or less of questing, a week. You can almost get to level 10, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. But to get to level, I think maybe that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But to get to level 20, you just got to really quest on the profession. So that slows down. So think about it for a second. The exponential impact of these stats to the hero's outcome.
Yeah.
Okay, though these stats still only account for 30% of the questing profession increased loot that you'll get.
Yes.
Okay, that becomes super exponential as time goes on. And so as time goes on some of the mythic heroes and stuff, we're going to end up, by the time we hit level 100, we're going to have some heroes potentially with like 1,500 stat points. Added all these stat points up, 1,500. Whereas I think this caps out maybe at 100. I guess I don't know if we know that for sure.
Yeah, we'll find that out
soon. So that is like, that's why I think Hubert and Frisky are the brains, I think, under it's brilliant. So in the long run, yes, the stats play a huge role. Okay, not just a mere 30% role in the questing. Okay, and so this is why for combat heroes and for the same reason, this is just me, because Hubert has said Dex won't help a sage much in combat because the sage, the natural leveling is what we want to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay, and so like for a thief, fisher, this aligns, so it's convenient. Right?
Exactly.
Is that luck and agility are his 2 best stats. And so those are the stats in which he'll naturally perform the best at in combat.
Yes.
Okay. another thing that's been clarified from Workhorse, and the more it's been said, okay, the more Workhorse is said, the more he says that, yeah, 3x premiums. The more Workhorse says that everything matters for all heroes.
Yes, everything.
And this was always my gut. So even when Hubert said that on my show with the Mythic Squad on one night, when he popped in the chat and he said, no, Dex won't help with Sage much. My question was, how little
does it not,
or how much will it not help the Sage?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it will still matter for combat for Sage. And we already know this. This has always been what is apparent, is that the Sage naturally smashes on wisdom and intelligence right out the gate. I mean, as soon as he's born.
Yeah, that's what he's made for.
Like a Dark Knight with strength, or a Berserker with strength. He comes out like with what, like 15 or 16.
Yeah, just monsters, man. I got Berserkers level 1 that are like 25. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Right.
Yeah. So and I kind of brought this up one time with Hubert. Okay. I think I even brought it up, on my show when he came on. Okay. And they still don't know, right? So there's several things. We don't know. We still don't actually know. Okay. So at the early stages of the hero's life, for the same reason why Zabu is hitting vitality and wisdom and intelligence, because you might end up at level 100 and have the same number of vitality with two different heroes, but a massively different HP, because if you focus at the earliest stages of the hero, it becomes more exponential long-term with vitality. So even on Stronghold's thing, he's kind of saying like vitality is super important to hit first 10 levels of a hero's life. You can't, it's said on that sheet on Stronghold's website on Expert that you can't go wrong hitting on vitality in the first 10 levels is what it says. Yeah. So that's one strategy. Okay. My strategy, especially a strategy of someone who has so many heroes. Okay. I have tons of every hero. Yeah. Except I don't have a spellbow yet, actually. I've only had like 1 or 2 attempts.
They're hard to get. It's the bards that are hard to get for me.
Yeah. I mean, I've hit a few bards, like 2 or 3 is all. Yeah. Okay. So, So,
yeah, some people seem to go with the stat growth, whichever one has the highest growth.
And so what you see in that is that I'll see, like in the tavern one time, I think it was a Dark Knight with like 40 some strength and like 6 in wisdom or something, or 6 agility. Yeah. One of the stats. He had like 40 something and then 6. Okay. And just think about it. Then at that rate, right, he's going to have like 1 million strength and like no agility, for example, or no dex, or he's okay with dex, a Dark Knight. No agility or wisdom.
What would be bad though is if you have all the strength but no mana, because then how are you going to use your skills to do anything? Right.
So my takeaway is, first of all, it's conjecture. We don't actually know. In even Hubert said that it's still being developed. Now we've added new people into the world developing this thing, baby. Okay. With fishing forging at 60% from level, 30% from stat. That's right. But that's not switched for mining and gardening, and it's 60% stats and 30% level. Huh. Interesting vibes.
Vibes. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Okay. So my point is, for one, the stats in which the heroes naturally level up at, they're already going to be good at anyways. Yeah. And so even my combat heroes at the first 10 levels to 15 levels, I focus on profession. And if I think they're just a total dud of a hero, I ignore vitality. And if they're just questers, I stick with luck. Unless they're a fisher, then I always do vitality as my other one. Okay.
Real quick, I want to make sure we get this in for me and everybody else. I want to know something. Like, okay, when it comes to using crystals, how do you decide which crystal you're going to use? So let's say you have like an 80% vitality.
We're getting to that. That's like next, because that's super important. Okay, so some of my arguments are this. I'm going to have an array of heroes that, so for example, when I have a sage, okay, that's a forager, of course, the guaranteed stat, I'm always pounding intelligence.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, that's a stat which he naturally levels up better at for combat. And for two, for mana. So actually, all of my foragers, I'm pounding intelligence is the guaranteed stat. And then I always do dex and either vitality or luck, but usually vitality at the early stages of the hero's life. Okay, for all foragers. For all gardeners, doesn't matter who it is. Vitality, wisdom, and either luck or intelligence. Okay, because we know luck's good for everybody too. So, and this way, in the same way, at the early stage of the hero's life, the profession stats, the profession questing stats are vital also at the early stages of the hero's life. Here's why. Because as you get higher levels and you have these awesome stats based off their profession, what that means is they're going to quest better. They're going to have better drop rates for the items. When you get better drop rates with the items, that means you're gaining XP faster. So your hero will naturally level up faster. Okay. So and then soon all this alpha is going to drop. Okay. And once we actually know how to best level up, for combat, then we can change our focus for the rest of that hero's life. And even if, let's just say, Hubert, it comes out where, basically the way some of the community has talked about this in the past is like Dex is a waste for a Sage. It's a waste. And I'm saying, no, Dex will still be good for a Sage in combat. Well, Hubert kind of confirmed it won't help him that much. Well, what is that much? Well, so what Workhorse has said is that everything matters. So I even have a hunch that the paladins that are awesome on like dex and agility and luck might be your most powerful paladins in combat.
Well, you got to remember, Workhorse was specifically stated he doesn't want anybody's strategy to dominate everything. He wants everybody to be able to have a winning chance.
Right. So I've always had this hunch, this contrarian view that, okay, but even if I'm wrong, let's just say I'm totally wrong and like Dex doesn't help a Sage hardly at all, for combat. Well, good. I'm done ever giving Sage another Dex stat, but he's already got some Dex. And so now he's going to quest better for the rest of his life and level up faster. I can focus on all the stats that will help him for combat.
Well, you still might want that Sage as a quester, though. You don't even know if you're going to use it for combat now.
I mean,
just all the Sage it's going to be combat. We don't know that.
Right. But even your combat heroes, right? It's so vital to, get the maximum. Questing. So then pets come into the picture too. So let's say you have that summoning fisher. You have this. I have a couple, 2 or 3 awesome summoning fishers. And okay, we might be able to get a foraging or a gardening pet and send him foraging and gardening now. That's what's going to happen. Okay, but I think, and even Hubert wasn't totally sure about this, but if you align the pet with the profession of the hero, they're going to quest better in the profession than they would otherwise. I'm almost sure.
But that would make sense though anyway. Wouldn't that make sense anyway? It's like a double boost on what they're already good at.
Yes. But for all this being said, what the community at large does, like say with a mythic summoner, is and he's a fisher, they're not messing with luck and agility ever. Okay, because they would say that's a combat hero and you want to level him up what's best in combat. And you can send him training questing and you can send him, you'll be able to get a pet, and not worry about, but I still think you're best off for the first 10 levels, maybe even 15 levels, focus on the profession. And then until we get the actual alpha, because it's still going to help the hero regardless. And you might find out that it's still like, because instead of having a Dark Knight with 100 strength and 20 agility, why not have a Dark Knight with 90 strength and 30 agility? Okay, that you might find like in Fight Club, if you have, with some of these different games coming out, we might see that, wow, a paladin that has lots of decks is awesome. Perfect example.
One thing I could think though, Grady, coming from a gamer's mind,
yes,
like because I'm a gamer, so
yeah, and I'm not as much.
I don't think. I don't really think there's necessary. I know people are gonna be like, "Whoa, you're crazy," but I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way. Meaning,
right? Yeah.
In most games, it's all about your own specific build.
Yes.
Right? How you build. So
yes.
You don't want a whole bunch of Dark Knights that are the same.
Right. That's part of my point too.
Yeah. You don't want a whole bunch of Dark Knights that are the same.
So I've got plenty of awesome mining Dark Knights.
Yeah.
That are jacked with strength and endurance.
But this is where your theory. But this is where your theory plays good, Grady. Because if you're leveling up by profession, that means that you have a Dark Knight that's a gardener, a Dark Knight that's a fisher, and a Dark Knight they're all gonna be different. So let's say your opponent is weak at, let's say, I don't know, dexterity, and you have a Dark Knight that's beast in dexterity. That might benefit you.
That's my point. That's totally my point.
Now, guys, we're talking players that don't have a lot of cards. Let's say this player has 20 cards.
That's right.
And he leveled up by profession. That means he's gonna have a bigger variety of opportunities to win.
That's right. That's right. So that's all of these are reasons why I try to pound the profession, vitality, intelligence, and wisdom in the early stages of the hero's life, and luck too.
Yeah.
Because luck, you're gonna get more eggs, you're gonna be more profitable. Which means when you get the eggs, that's 200 XP right there for every egg you get. When you get more, Swift Thistle and this and that, it's way more XP. You're just you're leveling up so much faster. And so the difference between this hero questing is massive compared to a level 1 or even like a level 10 hero. Let's say there's a level 10 fisher, okay, with 20 fishing. Okay, this guy on average is still going to get a lot more XP.
Yeah.
Because of the luck and agility. Okay, then before you got to go, let's hit on crystals.
Yes.
Okay. So when you hit this arrow, right?
Your stat growth. Yes.
Right. So everything we just discussed has nothing to do with crystals. Completely different strategy. Okay. So with a lesser crystal, it helps you 5% towards these percent chances.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
It adds. So let's say you use a strength in this case. He's a fisher. Okay. But I would use the strength all day long. Here's why.
Percentage rate, right?
Here's why. Is because it takes this 58% to 63%. Okay. But the bigger impact of the crystal is the subclass. The subclass, the lesser crystal adds 15%, which is still.
I didn't know that.
And it tells you that. So like when you click, I'll click off this real quick. And when you click on a crystal, it'll tell you right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The primary growth stat and 15% to the secondary. Right. So when we're doing this, here's another one. Okay. And this is a Gen 0. And so like on my OP heroes, I'm going to try and use a greater attunement crystal. Okay. And even so, one thing though, look at where greater attunement crystals have gone. Have you followed that with like with Gent?
To the damn moon.
It's gone from it. I got when I first started buying them, I bought up a ton and then stopped.
Yeah.
I was buying it at around 10 crystal. It got that low because I was actually wanting to sell them. I had 60 that I got for free, airdropped. But these are not something that is created.
Yeah.
There's no new creation.
Limited supply, right?
And they're the only crystal that really makes sense to spend any decent amount of money on. But then I noticed greater crystals are more. So here's what a greater crystal does. A greater crystal, which I have one, I can just show you. Yes. I think I got some in here. Greater vitality. It adds 15% instead of 5%.
Then look at that. Look at that secondary too. Huh?
In the secondary, it adds 45%. But still, you know how many of these I've used and it didn't even hit? And that's all it does. There's nothing else it does to the hero ever. It's just you get best case scenarios. You get those 2 stats of vitality. So why the heck are
what do you think about that? Though? Do you think that that's overrated?
To me, this is one of the most broken parts of the game. Is the price versus the benefit of the greater crystals. But what it tells me and what it told me from day one when I started using crystals is how vitally important each and every stat is to a hero.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, so you want to get the maximum number of stats
per possible.
So the reason why, like when I summon, I try and use a stone that matches with the blue stat. And
I noticed that. I noticed that when you were summoning.
On a berserker subclass, high chance for a berserker subclass, for example, and you have a chance for a strength blue stat to hit. Yeah. Then you use a stone. So the blue and green stats are also way overrated. Don't even hardly pay attention to the blue and green stats.
What about the purple?
Or don't even, it's the same thing. Blue and green combined. Not a big deal. Doesn't matter that much. Super minor. Super minor. But when using a stone, if I can use even a lesser stone, strength stone, and a berserker hits in the subclass and the blue stat hits, the blue stat adds 4%. And the lesser stone adds 5%. So then that takes the strength up to 29% chance of hitting. Then you can use a crystal. Then you use a crystal, and it adds 15% on top of that. So then instead of having all these tiny little low chances. So on average, a basic hero subclass will get 1 stat point per level up in the subclass. This all adds up. When you add all this up, it adds up to 100.
Interesting.
I think. Yeah, it adds up to 100. Now, you increase that with stones and the attunement crystal. But the attunement crystal, what it is, when you use it, it's a green and blue stat combined.
Really?
Same
Okay.
And you can only use it once in the hero's life. It's like adding a whole new green and blue stat to a hero, but except it splits it up and divides it by 2.
And now, is that permanent though, or is it only upon
permanent? It's the only one, the only crystal that actually has a permanent impact to the hero's life.
So you're giving the hero a green and blue boost.
Essentially, you're giving them a whole new, because the green, all it does is up front, right when it's born, right when it's summoned, 2 stat points. So when he was born, he got 2 vitality stat. That's what that's saying there. And then what the blue stat does is it gives you a 2% increased chance to that stat every time you level in the primary class, and in the subclass it adds 4%.
And then obviously the mythic's just a little bit more than the blue. Right?
No, the mythic is just you just combine those 2 into 1.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I don't even ever use the term mythic for the green and blue. Way overrated. And that's common. We all did. When we were all new in the game, we thought that was a big deal. And it does matter. So don't get me wrong.
Everything matters.
But it's like people were like wanting to pay double for the hero, for the green and blue to match up with the profession. And I did all that. We all did it when we were new. But it's like I don't even look at it except when I'm trying to align the stone with the blue stat and blah, blah, blah. Because that's kind of cool. And that does make so you want to think, if I can get, so let's say, on a berserker or a sage or a summoner subclass or a dark knight subclass, strength is it's like 21.5% or something like that, or 21.25%. Then you add, then you add a blue strength stat and a blue and a stone that's strength. Okay, now we're talking over 30% in the subclass. Then you use a lesser crystal. Now we're up over 45% to hit on the subclass.
Yes.
So
that's huge.
And okay, by the time you hit level 100, that little thing you did when you're summoning, okay, that little help, that's going to mean a lot of stat points. Okay, and you also help the chances of a positive regression of variance in your favor. You might end up hitting 50 stat points from that in strength by the time that hits level 100.
Gotcha.
If you use the crystal with the blue and the stone.
Interesting. But so, I did notice you doing that though when you were summoning them, and you were looking at that, and I was like, I never did. Like, I never looked at it.
And so when I use a crystal, okay, I'm either I am primarily looking at the subclass. Now, let's say there's a tie. Let's say it's 20%, like a wizard. Let's find a wizard. Where's he at? Or a summoner. Good example. Summoner. Okay. Except wisdom, this throws it off. But
okay.
or actually, I would want a summoner in the subclass. Okay. But let's say, like with a wizard sub, here's a wizard sub. Okay.
Yeah.
But of course, intelligence. Dang it. Normally it's 20% wisdom, 20% intelligence. Okay. So, which stone to pick? Well, in this case, I'm going to go with intelligence, right? Because for one, I do look at now wisdom would make sense because he's a gardener. But if we're just talking purely PvP and purely maximizing the maximum number of stats. Okay. So in this case, let's just imagine this blue stat was somewhere else. It's 2020 and it's a tie. Even excluding that this is a gardener, intelligence having a 75% chance of hitting versus wisdom having an 85% chance hitting. If you use it and if you think out of 100 level ups, okay, I'm primarily going to be pounding the wisdom in that scenario. And especially, and this is again assuming the blue stat is not on intelligence.
Exactly.
Okay. Especially since it's a gardener, I'm definitely using a wisdom. Because it's going to take this up to 35%, but it also, you're helping the chances of this almost guaranteeing to hit. It's still not a guarantee though at 85%. It's crazy. Variance is crazy. It's weird. I have stages that miss on wisdom and intelligence. It's like
it's the gamble, bro.
That should almost like never happen. 90% chance for wisdom and intelligence with a sage.
It's tough.
And so maybe it's the spell bow. Doesn't the spell bow have like a 95% chance on one of the stats on either intelligence or dex?
I think it's dex. I think it's
a 95% chance. Wow. Then you use a lesser dex stone, you got 100% chance.
You're gonna hit that dex regardless.
So you want to the more you can increase this versus if you use a crystal, okay, like on a pirate subclass, here's a pirate subclass, and you use the wisdom crystal, you're only getting a 20% chance, which means you're probably not going to hit anyways. It's almost like throwing the crystal away. Now, taking the main class up to 85%, that's nice, but you already got an 80% there anyways.
So why even bother?
So I go with primarily the tiebreaker is which stat has a better chance in the main class. That's the tiebreaker for the subclass. So in this case, I'm either using a strength or a dex. But of course, look, you got 30-30. So then I follow the profession. And if the profession is neither mining or foraging, then it's like whichever one's cheaper. And so that would be a dex is cheaper. So does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to consider your options. You got to consider your
so you want at least like a 30% chance in the subclass to hit. Otherwise, and that's a 1 in 3 chance. That's a lot better than a 1 in 5 chance.
Oh yeah, thanks.
A 20% versus a 32.5%. That it might seem nominal, but a 1 in every 3 versus a 1 in every 5. And then the chances for positive regression of variance to happen in your favor is greater the more you push that closer to 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So I always follow, and that's basically, I do factor the profession. Okay. Yeah. And I factor the cost of the crystal because I use as many as I can, but it gets too expensive to use it on every hero, especially when you have so many.
It's very interesting though, man, to see how everybody does things, man. So far I've met like, let me say, like 4 or 5 people that do things differently. Like
totally different. So and that tells you how phenomenal big brain this game is.
Yeah, so, dude, this game is insane. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So I still think even if you disagree and you do it a totally different way, it's totally cool. Like it's not the end of the world.
Well, what I've been doing since I'm a new guy in a good time. I got here in a really good time. So I'm a new guy in a good time. I got here like when abilities started like on the rise with elites and all that. So I got here a really good time. So what I've been doing is I've been trying many different things to see what works the best on multiple heroes. So for example, let's say I have 5 PvP heroes and 5 Quester heroes. Since I'm a beginner, I'm trying both. So I'm like you, I'll try your tactic on a PvP and on a Quester for a couple levels. And then let's say I'll try Beeves on another one and another. And I'm comparing and contrasting who's hitting most points. But the problem with that is the variance. You don't know what's gonna hit, man.
And sometimes things are just so weird. The variance is so crazy. It even seems crazier than poker in this game. And so one of my big questions, I just need to go on to talk.defykingdoms.com. I want to ask Hubert, is there anything else that impacts these things? Is there some other hidden piece within a hero that affects these things?
I think it's just,
but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure that there's not.
No,
so each and everything, like when you're trying to line up the abilities too, or to mutate and different things, it's a completely separate role. Yeah. Okay, so they don't affect one another. Yeah. And so and in all of these things, like a crystal doesn't affect the 50-50 roll for the 2 stats that you pick every time you level. It only affects these. You do it. You got it. Every time this hero levels up, he's got a 30% chance to hit on strength in the primary growth. And it runs through all these. And these are all standalone, separate chances. Have nothing to do with anything else.
Like, to be honest, you add a crystal. Like, to be honest, though, man, like this hand out of the top of my hand, I think like what I stuck with in the beginning, because I was talking to you in the beginning. So what I've been doing with my heroes in the very beginning was I was going profession and luck. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
I think that's great.
But I really like Zabu's tactic.
Yeah, man. Zabu, and he was very contrarian. Like nobody amened Zabu. He came on the show with Mosh and Starbuck and maybe Beef. And when I didn't know who they were, I didn't even know them. That's how we met. And it was a game changer show. And it was like months ago. We're talking before we exactly. Maybe around the same time we chatted. Around the same time I brought you on is when I brought them on. Okay. And it like was. So now when I'm summoning, and I even think that the visuals are going to matter more than we think.
Dude,
down the road.
People got to realize everything is going to matter, man. Everything is going to matter.
Yes. So
I don't know how much they're going to matter.
That's right.
But they're going to matter.
Right. So when leveling with crystals specifically, you just want to think how to maximize your chances of getting a maximum number of stats every time you level.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at, And one thing Hubert did say is like you got a pirate and he's a forager and it's a wizard subclass.
Yeah.
Okay. The subclass wizard for intelligence using that intelligence stone or crystal is big.
Yeah.
Because the subclass will factor in there.
Yeah.
And so Hubert definitely said that. Even Hubert, amen that one.
Yeah, we just gotta realize, man, like you regardless, like you just said, and Workhorse said, and everybody said, you're gonna need mana. You're gonna need mana. You're gonna need mana.
So that was like
regardless at some point, man.
Right. So
give it as strong as you want. But
so after Zabu said that, I was like, you know what? That was so good, Zabu. So then I started doing all my gardeners, vitality, wisdom, intelligence.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait a second. I might want to do some of them with that, but I also want to be pounding luck. Because I think, for example, agility, I think agility is going to be good for any hero.
Well, yeah.
Like, especially when you factor like a paladin with high agility, more than like a wizard or a priest and a paladin. They're all bad with agility. Actually, a wizard and priest is better than a paladin on agility. Okay. Yeah. So wizards and priests, I mean, based off the growth stats, agility is more beneficial for a wizard and priest than for a paladin. But think about that for a second, man. Paladins with good agility in combat?
It'll be a monster. It'll be a monster.
Okay, but even if we're wrong, it's
if you have a tank that can move a little, it's going to be better than a tank that can't.
It's got to be, right? You think?
It has to be, bro. Like, it has to be. It has to have a slight advantage, man.
Right. And then also, he's just going to quest better, which means he'll level up faster.
Which is benefit. That's the thing that got me, though, Grady. That's the thing that got me, man.
The XP growth. You're more profitable. You're leveling up.
You need the XP growth, man.
Yeah. So Brito says about 8 to 10% more per quest than my level 10 Wizard's Priest. Okay. On as far as miners, his Dark Knight, Dread Knight, and Pally miners get 8 to 10% more per quest. And I would say wait until they're level 20.
Yeah. But guys, I do gotta go. I do gotta go.
Oh, so, wow, the time warp, man.
We will do more, guys.
Me and
Grady are just getting started, man. We talked about this. We need to start doing more. My time is slowly but surely opening up a lot more.
Yeah,
I will be on here. He will be on mine. We will be doing a lot of cool stuff because
I
love the information growth, Grady. I love the information, man.
Peace out. Peace out.
Y'all. I love y'all.
I love you, man. Let's catch up. Let's do this every week.
Every week, at least one a week.
Let's figure it out.
1 a week.
Like same time or something. Let's just make it happen.
I'm down. We're gonna make that happen. But I love y'all. I'm out of here. Keep watching our greatest podcast. Come hit me up on ALP. Subscribe. We got a 500 giveaway coming up. So hit me up. I love y'all.
Okay. Yeah. You're going live tonight at 8 Eastern, right?
Yes.
Okay. 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
We'll see you then,
love y'all.
Love you. Okay. Okay. You go. I'm gonna stay. Kristen. Hey, man. Okay. Anything else? I'll go ahead and wrap up the video. Got a warrior. Okay. With 21 agility and 22 luck. Nice. Right. And then let's say this. So I missed a zillion comments, guys. I was like in the zone trying to get that info out because I knew he actually said he had an hour and 20 minutes. He went for an hour and almost 30 minutes. Okay. So that's the time warp. I want to get more pushback. It's always okay to disagree. I love you. Yeah. Start over, Christian. 1.5x speed. Catch up. Agility will affect who strikes first, but not how many times in a turn. In certain instances, knowing what your opponents did may be a benefit. Yeah. So kind of my point is right now we know there's only one thing really we know is that Fishers quest better with lots of luck and agility. And so you cannot go wrong going that route. Even if we find out that somehow luck and agility does not help hardly at all. Let's just, for argument's sake, we find out that it does very little benefit for, let's say, a paladin, right? Fisher, a Dark Knight is the worst Fisher in the game. Okay. Unless like the Legionnaire or somebody surpassed. Somebody is even worse, maybe. Was it the Legionnaire? Okay. But he was formerly the worst fisher. Okay. Let's just say we find out you level this Dark Knight fisher and you're just pounding luck and agility every time. All right. And vitality. Okay. So he's going to be jacked with vitality. That's nice. And let's just say he's a mythic Dark Knight with a freaking transcendent ability. Okay. And he's a fisher. And you level him all the way up to level 10. And and you've been pounding luck and agility. And then you find out this Dark Knight, and for PvP, luck and agility just isn't helping him much at all. Like hardly at all. It's like literally not helping him at all, which I doubt. Okay. I doubt that it just won't help him at all. Okay. But let's say you find that out. Well, at least you can quest him to where he'll level up faster, be more profitable, gain the XP, and you can forever forgo and always ignore luck and agility for the rest of that hero's life. Okay. He'll forever be ahead of the game questing, leveling up faster, getting more XP faster. Now, one thing that is interesting, and again, this is all changing. One thing that was super interesting to me was when Hubert said, in combat, we're going to gain more XP. And that was like, whoa, that did kind of blow a bombshell into this for me. That was like, wait a second, combat is going to be the number one way to grow XP for a hero. That does throw a whole bombshell into this. I will acknowledge that. So I could be totally wrong. But even so, you're not going to be like auto combating a hero, right? You're going to be auto questing a hero, but not auto combating a hero. I don't think that's never going to be a thing ever. So yes, we're all a bunch of junky degens, all right, that you know, some of us might be playing 8 hours a day combat. But still that means there's 16 other hours that hero is going to be auto questing, and it's probably going to be separate. So you're probably going to be able to quest and combat at the same time, just like you can duel and quest at the same time. I could be wrong there. Could be totally wrong on that. Maybe not. Actually, if they're both gaining XP, maybe not. That'll be a headache, won't it? If we got some guy mining and he's behind and he's like 6 hours until he's finished mining and you want to combat with him, golly, I hope we can both combat and quest at the same time, right? What do you guys think there? Okay. Christian Peter, I want to get you on and talk about your new tools. I haven't even looked at it yet. Let's get Christian Peter on. We're going to get Aphex on because Aphex is just big brains. Awesome. So yeah, agility is also in the formula for evasion. That's right. And that's got to be good for everybody. Luck is a formula for a critical hit. That's right. So all these stats, and this is what Workhorse has said over and over again. I've seen them say it multiple times, that all the stats everything's going to matter. That's literally what Workhorse said to Zabu. When Zabu asked him, I remember Zabu was just like, I was right. Like Zabu was the only one in the community leveling his heroes the way he does. And then he asked Workhorse, and Workhorse essentially confirmed him. But Workhorse also said, so Zabu said, well, we need mana like all heroes need mana for skills. And Workhorse said yes. And it was like Zabu was vindicated for all the haters hating on Zabu's leveling strategy. But then Workhorse followed up and said, but everything matters for all heroes, just like it does right now for Fight Club. I mean, it will of course be different in combat, much more complex. And mana, again, I do believe, yeah, it's obvious. Like he made it crystal clear Okay, Hubert in the past was even a little bit more vague on it. He's come out and been real dogmatic. Like when he said straight up on the channel that Dex won't help a sage much, that was like, whoa, he just like came out and said it. Okay, so, but then my follow-up question was when he came on and said, he said it in the chat, my follow-up question was, how little will it help? Because surely it's still going to help, right? A sage, Dex is still going to help a sage for combat. Now, obviously, not nearly as much as an archer or a warrior or a spell bow. Okay, it's going to help those heroes much more, but those heroes are already super jacked. What about a paladin? Will Dex help a paladin for combat? Surely. I mean, it won't help him much either. It'll help a sage. Dex will help a sage more than it will a paladin for combat. Because the sage is at least at 40. I think a paladin is at like 30 or 35, right? Let's find a pally. And so %. Okay, helps a sage and a paladin the same. Okay. I think the quester will be in demand because of items for potions and crafting. Yes. Yes. So I sure hope we can. Okay, no PvP and questing at the same time. Duels is a special thing. Thanks, iOS code. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. We won't be able to double gain XP, but oh my gosh, what a pain in the ass when we have a miner stuck on there. Like it happened during the summoning event that night. Stomposaurus sends me all these guys and I've got all these guys spread out on 6 different wallets. And it's like, damn it. Some of them were like gardening and mining, and some of them were like 8 hours behind, 6 hours behind. Let's say we want to combat. Golly, that's going to be a pain. Combat will take stamina, likely. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense, guys. That makes a ton of sense. Okay, what did Three Wolves say again? He said, what if heroes like sages with 90% intelligence, 90% wisdom, and a Dark Knight with 85% strength and the like are this way, so you have the freedom to choose another stat? That's kind of my point. Yes, because they're already ultra jacked. Like even the difference when you look at a Dark Knight, the difference between strength and endurance, like for a mining Dark Knight, okay, when they come out of the womb, when they're born out of the crystal, they it's like, I want to say it's like 16 strength and like 8 endurance, whereas endurance is still 60%. So it is like, that's kind of, I agree, Three Wolves. And so vibes I think agrees with that. It kind of gives you a chance. What's going on there? I hate it, man. MetaMask, guys, is just killing me. Freaking killing me. That's a normal. Holy smokes. When I'm fighting with cool that I was able to come back. Nice. I think we're still live, right, guys? Okay. So let me catch up. I don't know what just happened. My internet like went down. Yeah, combat will take stamina. That makes sense. I'm glad we're talking this out. I think that's been stated. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to, it'll just be such a pain when your miner is stuck and you want to go combat. But that makes sense that it'll actually use stamina. Combat will use stamina. That's interesting. So combat's going to have to be a pre-planned thing. We're not just going to be able to jump in and combat. Okay, R&D. What do you mean vibes? Three wolves, they are like that because it's their primary stat, which won't be capped. You want as much strength as you can on a dread knight or a dark knight. Okay. And I do agree with that. I agree with that. Shura. I mean, you obviously can't go wrong. But let's say you get to the point, let's say, for example, you get to the point where you have 600 strength, okay, at level 100. And you turn out getting, let's just say you turn out getting like 30 agility, okay, for that Dark Knight. Versus you could have another Dark Knight with like 50 to 100 agility and like 500 strength. I'm wondering if the one with agility will be better for combat with just at least some agility. I don't know. But that's the kind of the point. We don't know. We do know what we know, which is a Dark Knight Fisher will quest better with luck and agility. That's the only thing we really know right now. And of course, this will change. And then there'll be other metas, and then it'll change again, and then it'll change again, and then it'll change again. Probably all that's going to happen. Each path generally focuses on a different combination of stats. Yes. So in my case, yes, Sir Worm, I love you guys, man. And three wolves, baby. Three wolves. You guys are just amazing. I'm back. Good. Okay. Okay. The new skill tree was released on the 1st. No, I still haven't looked at that. Oh my gosh. Where do I look at that? I need to do it. Brisbane, baby. Love you, man. Sir Murr. Okay. Start over. Sir Murr. 1.5x speed, 1.75x speed. I'm wrapping up here soon. Okay. I actually kind of wanted to come back through a lot of these chats and just see any of the pushback. I love to see the differing opinions. So if someone, okay, here's another thing. If someone totally disagrees with everything I've said, come on the channel, baby. You got it. I'll give you the floor to squash me like the cockroach that I am, baby. Flex on me. Flex your knowledge of the game. Okay. Looks like I lost all those chats. Okay, what happens if you end up with a sage with more mana than it could possibly use in a battle, but it's slow because not enough agility? I agree. And a sage is good on agility too. I mean, that's like its third best stat, I think. So like when we come to heroes and we click on sage, I'm pretty sure agility is like what, 70, 75%, I think, for a sage. Yeah, agility is 75%. Okay, which is his third best stat. But let's use this three wolves, the same argument with like with I'm thinking a Dark Knight and a Paladin. Like surely agility is going to be good, and luck, both are going to be good for a Dark Knight and a Paladin. Because luck is another stat that is such an anomaly in the game. Everybody is bad with luck, pretty much. The best hero in the entire game with luck, unless the spellbow, spellbow is just 60% with luck. So the best hero in the game with luck is 65% a thief. Then you got a ninja, a spellbow at 60%. And you got a dread knight at 60%. That's it. Then you go down to 55%. You got the sage, and I think you got the pirate is at 55%, and that's it. Then everybody else, like pretty much, you might have a 50%, one or two, and then everybody's below 50%, pretty much, like the majority of the heroes. So everybody's bad with luck, pretty much. Even the best at luck is 65%. So interesting, isn't it? It's the only stat like that in the game. It's the only stat where there's not at least one hero that's their best stat. It's the only one. Now that might change. We still got some more hero classes coming down the road. But for now, it's like the most unique stat. Like endurance is kind of that way, but with endurance, at least you have the knight where it's 75% endurance and 70% strength. I think one of these heroes, didn't we have a new hero? A legionnaire. That's his best stat. Also is endurance. That's the only stat like that. And then I guess vitality is kind of an anomaly stat because everybody's at 50% or better with vitality. Okay. So what happens? Yeah, I agree. 3 wolves. So I thought agility might affect ability cooldown, but it seems to only affect turn order and evasion. And I think if you don't have tons of agility, you won't win the turn order against the ninja with primary agility. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat the ninja, the shapeshifter with agility. There's not a ton of guys good with agility either. That's why there's not there's not very many good fishers in the game, which makes it. So then you throw luck and agility in the mix on a paladin dark knight. Obviously, it's not going to be good as throwing that on a ninja or a thief. Okay. But with the paladin and dark knight already being jacked with what it's jacked with, we might find that that's good. Okay. Vibes. To understand how to level, it would help at least to look at the skill tree and the different paths. Interesting vibes. Okay. Where is that? Is that in their announcements? So I didn't realize that the new drop actually will affect the way we want to level heroes. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that an alpha drop on the first. Didn't you say the first vibes? Okay. So again, if you're just coming in, if you're late, this was like a really important stream. Sandwich Punch Twitter. Got it. Thank you. Oh, and Wowie speculation. Did Wowie do something else? Wowie, shout out to that guy. Okay, Twitter. Let's find Sandwich Punch, baby. Okay, home. S. Sandwich. SAM. Like, come on, this Twitter search is killing me. I couldn't find Shane. I kept typing in Shane, and it just like wouldn't find him. Okay, just go to his page. Oh man, shout out to Fight Club. So one thing I want to get Konex on and talk more Fight Club because that game is awesome. One thing, quick in passing. In Fight Club, when you come here and you hit play here, okay, on the side, when you hit play here, okay, it'll take you can hit play and you can actually play for raffle tickets. And raffle tickets, okay, and I suggested that he decrease the amount because we had what I noticed was happening was a ton of people came in and put in their AI teams, which you get passive free raffle tickets with no risk. You're utilizing your heroes and you literally get free raffle tickets. Okay. When you create AI teams, it's a no-brainer. Free raffle tickets, zero risk, and you're utilizing your NFT heroes on DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. And I noticed that a ton of people did that. Okay. But not a ton of people are actually playing the game. So Konex only makes money when someone actually goes in and hits play here and you come here and you actually hit battle AI Okay. And I had my light heavyweight team in that I put in. And then afterwards, I was like, you know what? I probably should have gone ahead and used my archer like Sandwich Punch did, by the way. Sandwich Punch, man, is like a Fight Club guru all of a sudden. I'm loving it. Okay. So when you do this, you hit okay. And then you actually play for Crystal. Okay. And then on top of that, you get raffle tickets and you get these map drop items. Okay. And what happens, what I suggested is that the AI teams, for doing nothing, paying nothing, are also getting raffle tickets. And I said, what you should do, because we don't have enough people playing, and it's kind of like the tickets were basically like half of what you get for dueling for the same price, essentially. It's like roughly. Now, your winning rate is probably going to be higher here. It's easier to win, which is nice, and it's more fun to play, and you actually are more engaged. You're just not going to sit there and bot. You kind of have to be more engaged, and then you learn how AI plays, and there's just easier to win because AI has a couple weaknesses to it, and I'm not complaining about that, Bogside Chats. Okay, so, and I suggested, boom, and Konex did the update right away. So I said, cut in half the AI raffle tickets and add them to the winners, or add them to the guy actually paying, winner or loser, both sides. Okay, because now you get at least a little bit more than half of the raffle tickets. So he implemented this right away. So this used to be 800 even, I think, or maybe it's 810. 810 on the 11 crystal. Now it's 855 if you win. This used to be like less than 4,100, I think. Now it's 4,275. So this used to be just over 300. Now it's 375. This used to maybe just be 70. Now it's 75. And if you do the math here, basically the 11 crystal at 855, you multiply that times 5, which is the crystal, and it's the exact same amount. But you do get a bump up if you jump from 5.5 crystal to 11. And this is, and I, with my current AI team, I literally am undefeated. I probably played about 100 matches, and I got about 100,000 raffle tickets, and I went undefeated. And I think so you're actually getting more raffle tickets by doing this, or at least I would say likely as many, unless you're King Baka with 3, level 20 Dread Knights or 9 level 20 Dread Knights. Okay, you're probably which in that case you're gonna pretty much win every time. But even that's been switched up. So I still like duels, and I still like what Frisky Fox, he keeps working on that. I love it. But this is a little more fun to play, and we're supporting a third-party developer that hasn't gotten hardly paid. And like in my case, if I send my jacked heroes, I've got a level 17 thief that's jacked, like you guys saw. I've got a really super jacked archer with the same background and the same good stats. Yeah, a pretty good, set of heroes, and it's my win rate. It's tough, man. It's tough on duels. Now I kind of like how these changes are with duels. He's made it more interesting. So you can like switch up your heroes based off the hero of the hour, or whatever with duels. But on this, in my case, even with some really good heroes in my repertoire, I am winning probably as many raffle tickets or more, even possibly, by doing Fight Club than I am dueling. That's something to note. Okay. Yeah, I have seen the Berserker and the Archer. I just skimmed over the Archer trees, but that's interesting how Vibes said that leveling. Was there any alpha dropped about the leveling of a hero versus the skill tree? Skill tree was published today. When was that? Did I miss that? I didn't see that. Oh, yeah. Awesome. I beat your team. I was undefeated. I beat everyone's team. And I had some close matches still. It's not easy, but it's fairly easy. Once you do it a lot, Now I have my heavyweight team, and that there's a couple teams in there that I just can't beat. Like I've come so close, but I've still winning like 90%, 9 out of 10, probably on average. But one time I even lost 3 in a row. That was tough. And that really lowered my score. So it's hard to raise your score when you get up there. It's really hard to raise it, and then it lowers real fast. Oh gosh, dang it. What an idiot. I'm such an idiot. You guys. Okay. You guys. What are you going to do with me? What are you guys? I'm such an idiot. Okay. Yeah, I love it. And see, I'm still earning you raffle tickets. Passive. That's why everybody should at least go start your AI teams. Go set those up. I did middleweight with a busted level 9 Dark Knight. Yeah, so a Dark Knight, I have him in the mid, and I got a real tanky Dread Knight in front, who's just taking the damage. I wish he would get the mana faster. And I'm just, the Dark Knight is so OP in this game. When you can get Dark Pact off 2 or 3, 4, 5 times even, it's game over. If you can get that off. And then and you can then throw like a battle blessing or a life tap on top of that, like from a berserker or a priest. Woo! Because the life tap, you're adding, he'll do like a basic attack damage, 250. Basic attack. Okay, then you're healing yourself 125 if it's life tapped. It's just like you are destroyed. Okay, so some of the knight skills will take his endurance as a multiplier to their effectiveness. So endurance is maybe even more important to have high. That's, iOS code. Interesting viewpoint there. So that goes to the people that were ignoring, let's say, for example, for a knight. Okay, but even to use those skills, here's Zabu's argument. To use these very skills, you got to have mana. And the knight is not the sharpest stick in the woodpile. Okay, he's got 25 wisdom, and the warrior is even worse, 20 wisdom. And then they're both warrior, pirate, knight, 20 intelligence. But let's say, you've been, for the foragers, you've been hitting that intelligence just early in the hero's life. And then he'll quest better, more profitable, level up faster. Then you're done worrying about intelligence after the first 10 levels, and it'll be more exponential. The mana growth will be more exponential. And then by the time that hero hits level 100, you're going to have forgotten about those first 10 levels. Okay. And in the meantime, the whole time, the hero quested better, the hero was more profitable, the hero, yada, yada, yada. By the time that hero hits level 100, you're going to forget all about that you were pounding those first 10 levels on the profession, is kind of my argument. And okay, regarding the importance of the workhorse drops to leveling. So Workhorse said this. You're saying iOS code Workhorse said this? iOS code, let's just get you on the stream. Why haven't we gotten you on the stream? Are we connected on Discord? Connect with me on Discord, iOS code. We need to connect. We need to get on. We need to talk about your tool. Especially in the bull run, your tool might have 100,000 users, by the way, and I hope you get rich from that. Okay. And we'll all be rich from the game when there's 100,000 users in the game or more. It was subclass monk, so easy to gain charge, but rarely use skills. I fierce attack. Yeah, to oblivion. Me too. Right? When you get up to those higher levels that are super jacked, man, the fierce attacks, just especially like on a Dark Knight with lots of decks, in Fight Club specifically, we're talking Fight Club. And then you do the Dark Pact, and then you Fierce Attack. It's just like, it'll do like 350 damage if you've done a few of the Dark Pacts because it stacks. So fun. Okay. Okay. Good night, fam. Good night, Bulls. Anything else, guys? Because I love, Shuro was kind of pushing back. Yeah, my win rate in duels has definitely decreased. That's what I hear. And I noticed myself, I haven't hardly done any dueling this season. Last season, I did quite a bit. And I got smashed this season. I was like, whoa. But with the right strategy, you can still be successful. But I think you're talking more of like even if you're pretty successful, like a 60% win. I think, what did Karakit say? Karakit last season at one point was up to like 80% or even 90%, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Similarly, Archer uses luck as a multiplier in many of his skills. Yeah, but the Archer doesn't naturally level in luck very well at all, right? So 40%. So that's the same. So if the argument with Dex won't help with Sage much with 40%, I'm not so sure about that, guys. It's like, but I love this conversation and debate. So especially people that have strong opinions that disagree. Come on, baby. Come on the show. We'll have fun together. Any video I can do to win battling tips for fight clubs, moves, and stuff. Okay. Any go-to videos for that? For fight? No, not a lot, except Boxside Chats, which is in the description of this video. They do have it walks you through several of the hero classes. I think they press pause because it changes so much, because he's constantly nerfing or buffing different heroes, and needfully so. Like, I still feel like the Knight in Fight Club needs to be buffed. Big time. Like, both Shackle and Shield Slam need to be buffed somehow. I don't know how. They are convenient and it's nice at times. Like, I've been going a while. I could go on and on. I need to do a video just for Fight Club. Maybe I could just stop and go live again. So Berserker uses vitality, and so I need to read up. Okay. Back to what's going on here in the announcements. Okay, some alpha. This is today. This was during the show. That's why I missed it. Continued with our initial PvP testing ground, we bring you a nugget known as the Knight. Oh, the ability list, background lure, and new animation for the Noble Knight class are below. Also compiled in the attached Medium article, baby. Okay, so let's go over this. Welcome back, adventurers. This is the second of the articles for a one-stop reference of the combat skill list and a bit of background lore. Okay. Looks like, oh, we've even got a new little, look at this. Check this out, baby. Man, these blubs taking it from the Knight. Shout out to Pervy Sage, baby. Okay. The trust of the people is earned, not granted. And no class bears this stark truth with greater resolve than the brave and honorable Knight, dedicated to upholding justice and protecting the innocent. Such valiant heroes are truly a sight to behold, for they are the shield of the people, trained in the art of combat to become ultimate protectors. Boom, boom, boom. While Knights share the battle prowess of, and you're going to see how horrible at reading I am. While Knights share the battle prowess and discipline of their warrior counterparts. With sets knights apart, what sets knights apart from their perennial loyalty to a strict code of chivalry, often in the servitude to a lord or individual holding great power. Knights never abandon their calling to aid, even if they face overwhelming odds. For a knight, a skill forged in relentless training is a power waiting to be wielded instinctively in battle. In turn, the knight works tirelessly from squirehood to become a master of close quarters combat, expertly trained in the art of standing in the way of big, scary things. The knight is always the first across the line, clad head and toe, sturdy armor, and complete with mighty appetite for the fray. The knight deflects the attacks of their foes, protects those for whom they care. Yeah, baby. Just like the paladin, just like the dark knight, just like a dread knight. They're like a tank. But what's weird is with a knight, the vitality begins lower than the warrior. It starts at 135 instead of 140. That was an interesting. I thought the knight would be more tanky than a warrior, but okay. On the HP. Okay. Anyways, side note there. But the knight is not just a skilled fighter. Nay, they are also driven by a strong sense of honor and duty, which guides their every action. Their abilities reflect this loyalty, focusing on reducing damage taken, redirecting attacks away from the weak, and granting protection to their trusted party. On the offensive, knights strike hard to deliberate their foes, stunning or silencing them to give their team an advantage in battle or simply room to breathe. Ooh. 3 paths lead a squire to knighthood: the path of honor, which emphasizes defense and protecting allies; the path of valor, which focuses on strength and vigilance; the path of iron, which emphasizes debuffing and disrupting the enemy. There's debuffing, baby. Wisdom. Wisdom is probably going to be good, even though it's only 25%. So all those knight, which I love knight gardeners. I've got a lot of them. Man, I'm pounding that vitality and wisdom away, baby. Okay. On the battlefield, the knight is a formidable force, inspiring their allies to fight alongside them with courage and determination, respected and admired by all who knew them. Their name is synonymous with honor and duty. None more than Sir Robbie Footley, the knightiest of knights. Who is Sir? Who are we talking about here? What's going on here? Okay. Wow. All right. So the skill points here. All right. The skill points when we see this, can you guys see okay? Can I zoom in any more than I already am without it being kind of crazy? What's all this over here? Killing me. Freaking ads. All right. Okay. So the skill points are every time you level up, you get a skill point. Okay. So passive. So the knight, these are the skills that the knight has that require mana, or don't, if it's passive, it doesn't require mana, right? Or maybe it does. All the skills require mana, all of them. This is different from the abilities or traits, genes. These are the skills, I believe. So even though it says passive, it's not talking about the passive abilities or genes or traits. Okay, that's still, we got to clear that up. Sent you a message on Discord. Okay, iOS code. Happy to come on. You want to come on right now? iOS code right now. I'm going to send you a link. Invite, copy. Because this dude, iOS code is Mr. Alpha. He's just dope. iOS code, man. I haven't even looked at his tool either. I want to talk about his tool. Okay. I think he's somewhere in here. Let's see. He's probably, okay, message request, I bet. iOS code. Accept. Okay. Accept. All right. Is that okay? Oh, I don't know who the heck. Dang it. I think I just added a friend that I shouldn't have. But maybe. Okay, here's iOS code. All right. Paste. Here's your invite. If you want. It's there, baby. Okay. All right. This is awesome. Leela's Ledger, guys, in the castle. We got to give him some love. Okay, where was I? All right. So just hop in, Mr. Alpha iOS code. Okay, he can't now. That's okay. Doing the day job. Got it. Man, you got a day job on top of it. Wow. Okay. You're just a beast, man. Okay. Love you. So these skill points are every time you level up. So all your level 1 heroes, I'm assuming, can use these. And okay, good question. Can you get all 3 of the 1 cost skills like first ability for valor, iron, and honor? I don't think so, Larry. I think you'll have to be at level 3 to get all 3 of these. Like, because you get 1 each time. But I could be wrong. Somebody correct me. I don't know, actually. Okay, so honor X% effective HP increase in combat. So that is, you want to have lots of vitality. Okay, strength effect. So valor and truth is actually directly related to strength, and endurance is the iron chivalry. Interesting. Yeah, I want to say to get each one, you have the option to select one with 1 point. But I could be wrong. What do you guys think? So at level 10, or let's say level 15, you get, this is 3, 6, 9, and then you could get one of these 10, 12, 14, and then 15. So you could get a lot of these that are available. Okay, and then these actually cost points. And you get the points from leveling. Or I could be wrong, but that's how I understood it. I was wondering because they talked about we have to select any certain number of these skills that are available to each hero, but we can't select them all, is my takeaway. Isn't that right, guys? There is also the reduced cost if on same path. Okay, what do you mean path? Is that right here? Versus damage type. So mana path, is that a path versus damage type versus combo type? A reduced cost. Interesting. Like I got to catch up on this alpha. So that's one thing with me is, okay, if you have enough skill points, you can buy whatever you want with your class. You can't go up a level until you have at least one of the previous levels. Interesting. Okay. Cool. If you pick all honor path, they are cheaper as you go. Honor path. Okay. So honor here, and then this one's an honor. I see. This one's an honor. And all the honors probably have to do with HP here. Reduce range physical damage taken by all allies. Yeah, this is cool, guys. Wow. But this honor is for endurance. This valor is also endurance. And then this one is iron And that's both strength and endurance. Okay, so forever vigilant. I love this. I mean, I just love the lure. Deal damage to target enemy equal to X times basic days target enemy. So allies gain X% resistance to days for X rounds. Combo, if honor is active, allies gain X% resistance to days for X rounds. Interesting. So you can combo some of these. Now, these aren't talking about the stats points, but it kind of seems like when I look at this, you're going to want all three of these and all three of these, all three of the level ones and all three of the level twos, because dang, they stack, and it, like, especially at higher levels, you're going to get, anytime you get percentage growth on things at higher levels, it's just like huge. Can we clap? We gave it a hand clapping. All right. Okay. Yeah. Combo type. Sorry. Path is wrong word. Okay. Yeah. Combo type. Okay. Yeah. I got it. Got you. Thank you, Larry. Larry Binance. I'm a big Binance guy, by the way. All the Binance FUD is just unbelievable to me. Okay. And it never ends. Okay. This is like, hold the line, baby. Hold the line. Deal damage to target enemy equal to X times basic. Push target enemy X. So that's what I think Shield Slam should do. Shield Slam should definitely give at least like 10 damage or something in Fight Club. Like, it desperately needs to be buffed, in my opinion. Because Knights, man, Knights are the easiest non-threatening heroes, I think, almost in the game for Fight Club. At any level, low levels, high levels, doesn't even matter. Any weight class currently that we have. And so I'd love to debate that. We need to do a full-blown Fight Club show too. And I almost want to just end this and restart it because it's been too long. What do you guys think about that? We're down to 28 viewers. And we could do some Fight Club alpha and go over this. Yeah, agreed on Shield Slam and on Shackle. I mean, Shackle, I even think, uses a meter. And it doesn't even last that long. Like, you just can't switch is all. And I think it does put you on cooldown for like 1 or 2 rounds. But I noticed I was on Shackle, I could still use moves. But I don't think the first time, like the first or second round you're shackled, maybe. It was just like, and at higher levels, I don't even care. I'm just like fierce attacking and just jacking them when you get all jacked. Okay. But it's still, I like the concept of the Shield Slam though, because when you force the guy in the middle row to come back in, and if your speed is faster as a knight, which knights are okay on Dex, and Dex is a big part of the speed in the game. And so, yeah, so like my knight is, I do have a knight in my third row. I could do a quick Fight Club, kind of show you guys how I'm playing and winning raffle tickets. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just end this and come back to this. Let's do it, guys. I'm going to end and come right back and do a Fight Club. I'll take like a 5-minute break or less, maybe just a 2-minute break. I'm just going to set up the video and tweet it out and stuff. Would love to do some duel. Yeah. Are you a duel guy? Someone who's a duel guy. I did have Karakit on, who's a duels master. We could get him on. We got him on, and I kind of got his brain a little bit about, but that was last season. I don't think he can do what he was doing this season. It's totally changed. And so that is always changing, which is kind of fun. So you can't just like dominate, or just get destroyed. Deal damage to target enemy equal to. So this is just so cool. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to end this, then I'll come right back. 2 minutes, Just however long it takes me to create the video and go live. I'm not even going to get up and go to the bathroom or anything. Love you guys. I'll be right back. Crypto Grady out. About Life podcast. Make sure you guys follow his channel. Yeah. Zabu, start over. You have to. We talked a lot about you. You were kind of featured in this video. I had About Life podcast on. I'm in 2 minutes coming back live. Then a whole nother video on Fight Club and new alpha drops. Love you guys. Crypto Grady out.